Well, now, let me spin you a tale about a man tougher than grizzly hide, Hugh Glass. Born around 1783 in Pennsylvania, Glass carved his name into the history of the American frontier with grit, guts, and a will that just wouldn't quit. Folks don't know much about his early years, but by the time he showed up in the 19th century wilderness, it was clear this man was built for the wild. Glass's first big taste of frontier life came with the Missouri Fur Company. That outfit sent trappers deep into uncharted territory, and Glass was just the kind of man to tackle the unknown. In 1823, he joined an expedition led by General William Henry Ashley, taking him straight into the heart of the American West. It was a world of vast plains, towering mountains, and dangers round every bend. Sure enough, the group ran into a fight with Arikara warriors near the Missouri River. Glass survived, barely, proving his knack for making it through even the deadliest scrapes. But that scrap with the Arikara was just the start. What put Hugh Glass on the map, what made his story the stuff of legend, was the bear. Yeah, that bear. Now picture this, and it's 1823, and Glass is scouting near the Grand River in what's now South Dakota. He stumbles on a grizzly and her cubs. That mama bear didn't take kindly to visitors, and before Glass knew it, she was on him. She tore him up something fierce, leaving him clawed, bit, and broken. Most men would have met their maker right there, but not Glass. His companions, thinking there wasn't much hope, left him behind. They even dug a grave. John Fitzgerald and a young Jim Bridger, yeah, the same Bridger who became a mountain man legend, were supposed to stay and tend to him. But when the threat of an Arikara attack loomed, they took off, leaving Glass for dead. They took his weapons too, figuring he wouldn't need 'em no more. Turns out they were wrong. Glass woke up. His body was a wreck, but his will was unbroken. With nothing but sheer determination and the scraps Mother Nature threw his way, he began crawling, yep, crawling, over 200 miles back to Fort Kiowa on the Missouri River. He survived on berries, roots, and whatever else he could scrounge. His body may have been battered, but his mind was sharp and his heart, well, it just wouldn't give up. By the time he reached civilization, his story was already spreading. Folks couldn't believe a man could survive such odds. Now Glass could have gone hunting for revenge, and for a while, it seemed he might. But when he finally caught up with Bridger and Fitzgerald, he let him be. He saw that Bridger was just a scared kid following orders, and maybe even old Fitzgerald didn't seem worth the trouble. Glass moved on, leaving vengeance in the past and taking his legend with him. But Hugh Glass's story doesn't end with that bear. He went right back to working as a trapper and explorer, roaming the Rocky Mountains and pushing deeper into the untamed West. He knew the land like the back of his hand, and his skill as a survivalist made him a key player in opening up the frontier. His travels and his knack for living off the land gave folks valuable knowledge about the wild places of America. Glass didn't just wrangle grizzlies and cross rivers. He also dealt with the people who called the West home long before settlers arrived. He had a run-in with the Pawnee tribe at one point, getting himself captured for a spell. But old Glass had a way of earning trust, and before long, they let him go. He respected the tribes and learned from them. Knowing their ways could mean the difference between life and death out there. Now, Hugh Glass didn't live to see the West fully tamed, and maybe that's just as well. He died in the 1830s, but by then, his name was already legend. His story's been told and retold in books, songs, and movies, including the 2015 flick The Revenant. Sure, Hollywood took its liberties, but they captured the essence of a man who wouldn't quit, no matter what the world threw at him. Hugh Glass's tale is more than just a story about survival. It's a testament to the kind of spirit that built the American frontier, a spirit that didn't bow to fear or hardship. So when you hear his name, remember this. Hugh Glass wasn't just a man, he was a force of nature.